When you see the whole world shaking and you feel your heart is breaking, take my hand, no hesitating. Oh, when you're just so tired of trying, all alone you feel like hiding. Together we'll keep fighting. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feel this, we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Can you see the sun is shining like a new hope? Feel it rising, coming over the horizon. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feel this, we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. There's no stopping.
Good evening. It's Saturday, February 24th, 1924. And we're actually live. It's a little bit after 7. My intro usually takes about 2 minutes. Took a while to get on live stream. I don't know if it's the software. Maybe I got on around 7:01. But we're live, okay? And if you want to comment, that's fine. I'll try to respond. But I'm Chris Garguilo, and I am a licensed referral specialist for Realty Connect LLC. I also have an associate's broker license. And this is my weekly podcast, Real Estate with Mr. G, where I give you informative articles and discussions about the current real estate market, the current mortgage market, what's going on. And so it will be helpful for you to purchase or list your property. And that's how Realty Connect works. If you enter my website, which is right here, realestatewithmrg.us, you are able to purchase a home or list a home anywhere within the United States of America. Okay, and what happens? You enter my website, and you enter your information, and you will be then introduced to 3 top agents in that locale. Okay, I could still help you out. I could still give you a consultation. I have 30 years experience within the real estate market. I have an MBA. I am a licensed real estate instructor. So I could give you a lot of advice and help you along your journey to either purchase a home or to sell your current home. Okay. And to clarify what Realty Connect does, I'm going to show you a little video on that. Puts it into a nice little nutshell.
Imagine hiring someone for a job without an interview. That's how most people pick a real estate agent. Unfortunately, most people don't find out what kind of agent they have until they're already in the middle of a transaction. But how do you find a great agent before making a move? Realty Connect is an invite-only network of the top 5% of all real estate agents in the country. Our free, easy-to-use online service helps you find the right agent for the job. Here's how it works. At Realty Connect, we analyze historical data from millions of real estate transactions and past client reviews to objectively determine which agents are good in a given area. Then we grade each agent on their skills, experience, reputation, knowledge, and communication. Extraordinary agents that score 95% or higher are invited into our network. This comprehensive vetting process allows us to recommend 3 top local agents that will be a good fit for a buyer or seller based on the client's unique needs and the skills and strengths of the agent. Just provide us with some basic information about you and your real estate goals. Once received, we'll match you with 3 top-rated agents that specialize in your market. Evaluate each agent and decide who you like best without any pressure or obligation. We make finding the perfect agent fast and easy, but the best part is our service is 100% free. That's right, none of our services will cost you a penny. We felt the best way to find a real estate professional, and it works by matching you with top-rated agents based on their skills and strengths. Our nationwide network allows us to serve every zip code in the U.S., so whether you're moving across the country or just moving across town, if you're buying or selling a home, let Realty Connect help you find an extraordinary agent today.
Okay, I hope that explained it pretty well. And again, to emphasize, there's no additional cost, even though you're getting 30 years of experience talking to me or emailing me or texting me. There is no additional cost. I will get paid at closing by the closing commission from the listing side. Okay, so there's no, and even if you're coming in as a seller, there's no additional charge, right? You're going to pay your closing costs or your commission fees, but there's not an added fee tacked on for Chris Garguilo. So I think it's a very good deal, especially if you have homes in other parts of the country to sell, or you're moving to another part of the country, you need to sell your home here and then find an agent. If you're moving to California, for example, I think it's a really good service. And you're dealing then with 3 top producers who'll send you out their information. They'll contact you, and then you decide which one is best for you. Okay. Even locally, I like the idea. Everybody has a friend in real estate, and some are not 100% involved in industry. And I'm not knocking it. Some people still have a secondary job. Real estate, to be successful, you need to do it 100%. But the thing is, for a lot of people, that point where you have a steady stream of income from real estate, from the point where you first start, it takes a little time. So you might have to go 3 or 4 months without any type of income coming in. So it's tough. It really is. So I'm not, saying, but it is really a full-time job, because you're dealing with running contracts, you're dealing with home inspectors, you're dealing with appraisers, and you can't do it, or it's difficult to do it, or you have to then ask your fellow real estate agents in your firm to help you out, and then they're busy with their own situations. So I believe Realty Connect It's a great way to find the best agent. And and again, in that situation where someone has a friend in the industry, and when you're looking, and there's a lot of confidential information that goes out. For example, you have to apply for a mortgage, and if you don't get it right away, or then it comes out exactly why you weren't accepted for the mortgage, and you want to keep that for people who really are anonymous to you, right? Who really uh, uh, have no relationship to family or friends. I think so. You know, I would want that to be completely private. And so I think that's a good idea. Okay. And again, it's entirely up to you what you feel comfortable with. If you have a realtor who has gotten properties for other friends and you feel comfortable, that's fine. But if you're in that situation where you're not sure, and you want someone who's not close to your friends or family, but who's an expert, I really believe Realty Connect is a great um, website, a great business to help you with that situation. Okay? All right. So, what are we going to talk about today? Let's call on to, I think this is Madison from San Francisco. Yeah, Madison from San Francisco is going to give us our topic question for today's video podcast.
Good day, Mr. G. I am a first-time homebuyer, and these high mortgage rates and home prices are putting me in a tough spot. Do you have any strategic tips on how to get across these obstacles? Any advice would be most appreciated. Love your weekly video podcasts. Watch with my life partner and friends. They are highly informative and helpful. Keep it going strong in 2024. Thank you.
And thank you, Madison, for that nice compliment and for watching. And it's a great question because that's what we're having right now. I'm going to show you the most recent bank rate. Let me get it up on the screen, and I'll make it a little bit larger. And if you could see that the 30-year conforming is 7.21%, okay? And the 15-year, it's a little bit small here. I got to go to the page itself. Hold on. Is 6.55. Usually that's a lot cheaper than the 30-year, the 15-year conforming. And then you have your 30-year jumbo and your 30-year FHA. The FHA, it's still under 7, but still kind of high. Approaching that 7. And the thing is, we don't know. Everybody was hoping that maybe by the second quarter of 2024, the Feds could start lowering the prime rate, right? And then the mortgage rates kind of, uh, it's a domino effect. They'll start going down afterwards. But with all the good reports coming out about the economy, they may not lower those rates. And there's even talk that they might have to up the prime rate a little bit more, the Fed funds rate, to keep the economy from going too crazy. It's really a weird situation because you want the economy to go well, right? You want products to be sold, services to be sold, more orders coming in to purchase, for your demand for whatever product you're offering. That sounds all good, right? Hiring, but what happens is that engine keeps on chugging along. Inflation usually follows with that. All right. So the feds want to hold the reins on that economy and hold it back from going too crazy, and they may raise interest rates again. I'm not so sure about that, but they may not. The real talk is that they may not um, lower the rates in let's say in the beginning of spring. So that's the current mortgage rates right now. Now, what I'm going to bring up is today's article that we're going to discuss. And let me get it up over here. All right. And strategic tips for buying your first home. So this article, which I like, it's a good article. Okay. We'll discuss, well, how do we get around this? With home prices being high, with mortgage rates being high. And here it adds specifically the limited supply of homes for sale and ongoing affordability challenges. So if you're ready and willing to buy your first home, here are 3 tips to help you turn your dream into reality. And the number 1 is save money with first-time home buyer programs. Now, I'm going to give you my summary of my experiences with these programs, and there's quite a few. For instance, Virginia has a VHDA program, and for first-time home buyers, and according to your credit, they may finance your down payment and or your closing costs. So you're not really coming out of pocket with, like if you're going with with Fannie Mae with FHA 3.5% down. To make it very simple, on a $100,000 property, 3.5% down would be $3,500, right? So 200,000 property would be $7,000. And if you don't have that money, you could see if you're eligible for the first-time home buyers program, and they'll finance that. And if your credit is pretty decent, there's a good chance. And again, this is going by different states, by different banks, what programs they have. Okay. So VHDA, that's for Virginia. You have to go by your state to see what programs they have out there. Okay. But they may also allow you to finance your closing cost. In the buyer's market, most of the times we could get those closing costs to be paid by the seller. But it's a seller's market, and they might say, no, I'm not going to give you money for a closing cost, which is usually around 3 to 4% of the mortgage itself. Okay, so it's possible that these programs would then give you actually 103% financing, so you could cover everything. Now, just to throw in another piece of information, a lot of these first-time home buyers are based upon income. So if you're making loads of money, just to go out there, you're a single person and you're making $100,000 a year, most likely you're not going to be eligible for it. Okay? But if you're a single person buying a house and you're making $40,000 a year, it's a good chance you'll be eligible for it. All right, so it's to help, and it's pretty liberal, the amounts, right? So it doesn't mean that you have to be, making poverty level type of incomes. You could make a comfortable income and still be eligible for these programs. All right, so that's a good thing. Now, and the other thing I want to throw in there, if you in the past, if you have bought a house and you sold it and 3 years have passed, all right, you should be eligible again for a first-time home buyers program. Usually that cutoff is 3%. I'm sorry, 3 years, you want to check that with your mortgage loan officer. But again, you don't have to be like you never bought a house before. If you bought a house, sold it, and 3 years have passed, uh, most of these programs will deem you a new home buyer. Okay. And the other thing I want to throw in, there's also grants. And again, you have to speak to your bank if they offer that. All right. I had one client who I recommended this one mortgage loan officer, but they were like a financing company, um, and they did not offer a grant program. There are certain banks that do that. Speak to your real estate agent and ask them to do that research. Who's offering any type of grant program? All right. I used to work one where they gave you $5,000, and you could again use it either for your down payment and or your closing cost. And you had to stay in the property for, I believe it was 5 years. All right, and then you completely, you were not responsible to give any of that money back. So they had prorated. So if you left after 3 years, you might have to pay back 2,000. But it seems like the loan officer would always say, no, once you get that money, even if you move before 5 years, um, they may not request it back. Okay. Now, I would assume when you do it that there's a good chance they will, but there's a chance they may not. Okay. And then there are grants like for if you're a city worker, if you're a school teacher, if you're a police officer, a fireman or woman, right? Uh, this one company actually gave a little bit more. They gave 7,500, and then for military they gave 10,000. But a lot of times, well, uh, uh, the military, if they're using a VA loan, which they should, they will not have any down payment, but they could use that money for closing costs. So you might qualify for a first-time homebuyer loan or assistance. First-time homebuyers loans have more flexible requirements, such as a lower down payment and credit score. Many help buyers with closing costs and the down payment through grants and low interest loans. So check into that. That's very helpful. Now, the second item that you could do is expand your options by looking at condos and townhouses. Now, they may be less because usually the square footage is smaller than a single family house, a detached single family house. So if you're looking at townhouses that are connected and condos that are connected, you will have less square footage in most cases. All right. So because of that, the cost per square foot will be lower, and you may then save lots of money. But what I added here, and this is important, this is never in any of the articles that I talk about, but you always have to, let me see if this still works, check out the HOA and condo fees. And sometimes the unit that you're purchasing may be in both an HOA. It started out as an HOA, a homeowners association, and then they went into condos. So it's not common, but once in a while you have to pay two fees. All right. Now, I had instances where once you figure out the condo fee, some of them are really, really high. Okay. And depending what that condo has to offer, they might have a gigantic pool, a gigantic gym, a physical workout center, a meeting place, a clubhouse, tennis courts. Some have, equestrian stables. They have horses and stuff, and nice stuff. So you really have to work that in, because what's going to happen is that the bank is going to look not only your monthly mortgage payment on purchasing that unit, but they then have to factor in those condo fees or HOA fees. And I've had instances when those fees knocked the person out of the ballpark. In other words, they were no longer eligible for that purchase. So it's something you have to consider when you go towards a condo or townhouse, to see what additional fees there are. But in most situations, you probably will have a smaller mortgage payment in most situations, but not every, than if you had purchased a single family home, a detached home, all right? The point that they're trying to make here is that get into home ownership, all right? Don't wait. Don't say, oh, well, maybe I won't go in a condo. If that's all you can afford right now, and that's fine, and and it could be because mortgage rates are really high and interest rates, mortgage rates are high and home prices are high. The important thing is to have home ownership. And it doesn't have to be your forever home. You could move up from that. And hopefully, like it says here, get a foothold in the market and start to accumulate some equity. Hopefully, when you get ready to move, the value of your home has increased so much that when you sell it, you can make a nice big down payment on your second home, maybe pay down the mortgage rate, or have a nice big down payment so your mortgage won't be that high. All right, so just getting in there and being a homeowner is so important, because if you continue to rent, you're not going to have that equity buildup, which is so important. Now, this is another new one. It reminds me of when I was living in Brooklyn, the brownstone next to mine. There was a friends who got together and purchased a home. So here it starts off with: consider pooling your resources, buy a multi-generational home. It might be a home that you purchase with your parents, aunts or uncles, brothers and sisters, and you get a nice big home, and you could be able to take care of your parents in their golden years, and it could be a nice thing. So buying a home with another person has some obvious advantages in the mortgage department. With a two-income in the mix, buyers can likely qualify for a larger mortgage. A big help in today's high-cost market. So multi-generational homes, or buying homes with friends and loved ones. Loved ones could be not necessarily family, but it's a situation that could be helpful. So by exploring first-time homebuyer assistance, condos, townhouses, and multi-generational living, it can be easy to find and buy your first home. When you're ready, let's connect, all right? Let's get together and feel all right. No, that's something. That's one of the Bob Marley songs, I guess. Okay. All righty then. Now I'm going to show you a nice little video that kind of puts this, I hopefully believe, into a nutshell.
Anything can happen, living out your dreams. Wonder what created from your fantasies. Never thought that heaven could be reality. nothing lights brighter than before. Leave all your tired dimes for shades of red and orange. Dance beneath neon signs. This is the only place where everything goes right. Don't let it go to waste. Can be anything you want, anything you want. Can be dangerous. Can be anything you want.
So hopefully that was a nice little summary of what we just talked about. The next thing I want to bring up, don't forget, on my blog site, and let me get the down here, real estate with mrg.blog/resource-materials. I have things to consider when buying a home. The winter 2024 edition. Again, these are updated quarterly. Actually, probably towards the end of next month, I should have the spring edition, the spring 2024 edition for buying a home. And also, it's not just buying a home, and it's selling a home, okay? Again, on my blog site, okay? And you could download that for free. Isn't that nice? All right. So I'm hearing from Isabella, our producer, we may have a special celebrity in the audience. Is that correct?
Hey, Mr. G, great news. We have a celebrity in the audience. Originally from Moscow, Russia, he traveled all through the city with his bicycle to buy food for his 14 children, even in the blizzards, because he was extremely poor. After receiving many care packages from the Waltons in Virginia, he decided to move to America with his family and earn money by displaying his excellent bike riding skills. He has performed on Ed Sullivan's and Joe Franklin's shows. He ended up with the Barnum and Bailey Circus. Ladies and gentlemen, Casimir the bicyclist.
That was good. That was very good. That was very good. Okay, thank you, Casimir the bicyclist, for stopping by to the show. Okay, so that's it for our show this evening. And have a great week. It's supposed to warm up this week, maybe to around 70. It'll be a hint of spring, but then I think it's going to get cooler again. So I'm going to see you then next Saturday. And in the meantime, be kind to each other, be helpful, be friendly, and remember, the greatest power we have is to love, and the greatest gift, each other. Have a good evening.